I can start running again. I don't know. Check out the view. Yeah, I can't even run a quarter mile right now. But that's okay. If I really want to get back up there, I will. It's just time and a little bit of effort. So, I don't know. Let's see. You want to hang out with me as we go on this journey together? Maybe if I record it, it'll help me stay accountable. So let's see what we do. I'm out for the first real workout I've had in weeks, and the goal was to just get out for 20 minutes and get my heart rate up, because I have not been doing much of anything, just short walks throughout the day. And I thought that this would be the perfect subject to share with you. I know that a lot of women my age are in the audience, a lot of men too, and you might be wondering how you're going to stay healthy and fit on the road. And if you've been with me a while, you've probably noticed my weight fluctuate. And right now I'm kind of at a really heavy phase. And so I wanted to talk to you about that. I want to talk about health and fitness and weight and my experience with all of that as a woman and as a woman on the road, dealing with the stress of work and travel and all of that, and the challenges that I've had staying fit. And I want to share this experience with you because I want to share some of my thoughts and maybe just help give you some things to think about if you're concerned about weight, if you're concerned about fitness or mobility or any of those things while you're on the road. Okay, so I'm out on a walk and all I have is my cell phone. I don't have a selfie stick. I don't have anything. So this is just kind of a spur of the moment talk with you. Yeah, like I said, I want to talk about staying fit and weight and how we deal with that, or how I have dealt with that on the road. So if you followed me for a while, like I said, and I'm shaky, when I first started this, yeah, I was more fit and trimmer than I am now. And part of that reason is I'm going to talk a little bit about my history, and let's talk about weight and being a woman and weight. I have struggled with weight my whole life. I was born heavy, like over 10 pounds. I was a chubby kid. I was a chubby teenager. I've just struggled with weight my whole entire life. I have been skinny-ish 3 times in my life, and 2 of those were for very unhealthy reasons. Yeah, drugs. And the last time was a very healthy reason. I got down to, I'm 5'4". I got down to, I think, about 150 pounds, which is the thinnest I've ever been. I'm big boned. Just even let me explain what it took for me to be 150 pounds. Working out with a personal trainer 3 times a week, going to the gym 6 times a week for an hour and a half, 2 hours at a time, working with a nutritionist, watching every single thing I put in my mouth. I mean, it was a full-time job just to get down to 150 pounds. I worked with nutritionists and personal trainers. I can't tell you the thousands of dollars that I have spent trying to do it right, because I've never believed in diets since I was a teenager, you know, and went on like the, I don't know, hot dog and no bread diet or something. I don't know. But I've never believed in diets because I don't believe that, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't believe that, not sacrificing. Anyway, that word, denying, not denying, but denying, that's kind of the word. Denying yourself stuff, I think just is counter. I don't think that works. If you constantly feel like you're missing out, oh my God, what's the word? And that brings me to another thing we'll talk about in a minute. And gaining weight as you're a woman in your 50s, or men in your 50s, but women have the wonderful extra thing of menopause, and you just seem to pack on the pounds super easy than you did before. And so all of those things are adding up to making it a little harder for me to be thin, to be trim and fit on the road. My idea, what I thought when I first started this lifestyle was, oh, I'm going to be backpacking all the time. I'm going to be hiking all the time. I'm going to be, you know, so busy. I'm not going to be, you know, wanting to fall into my old behaviors of sitting in front of the TV and eating vegan, gluten-free cookies and brownies and, you know, pistachios and cashews. Well, 2 years on the road, I'm going to tell you, you fall back into old habits pretty darn easily. And a lot of people have challenged me, how can you be vegan and be fat? Well, you know, sugar. Sugar and more sugar. I love sugar. I've always loved sugar. I will always love sugar. And so these things follow you on the road. And yeah, I don't hike as much as I wanted to. I don't get out as much as I wanted to. I am working, like I've said a million times, I'm working more than I expected to. But that's okay. I'm building something, and that's the first couple of years. That's okay. I think the reward is going to come in the end. So I'm okay with working more. But what I really want to maybe share with you are some of the things that I know I need to do, and maybe some tips to help you when you get out on the road. For one thing, yeah, I'm kind of puffy right now. I've been traveling a lot, and when I'm on the road, it is a lot harder for me to get exercise. I'm not one to just put on my shoes and go out my door and go for a run. A few years ago, I think like 2015, 2014, I actually did run a half marathon, 13.1 miles I ran. But I've never really been a runner. I'm trying to think maybe I might try to get into it again, at least just a little bit, because that really is the easiest way to get out, get my heart rate up, and get some exercise. And so that's really the most important thing, I think, for staying fit on the road, is making a conscious effort to go out at least a few times a week and get my heart rate up. I go for walks every day, and at first I was hiking or walking 3 to 5 miles a day, but as I've traveled, as winter comes, as I work more, hiking 3 to 5 miles a day isn't easy. 3 to 5 miles a day, especially if Capone is with me, you know, that's a couple hours, and I don't always take a couple hours. I stop myself from saying I don't have a couple hours. I do have it. It's just a matter of prioritizing my time and making time for it. But one of the things that I also want to kind of make you aware of, or maybe just kind of bring to the forefront, is that what I'm noticing in my lifestyle now is that a lot of things tend to be cyclical. My rhythm of my body seems to really go with nature, with the rising and the falling of the sun, with the seasons. You know, when the days are shorter and it's cold outside, I'm inside more. I'm hunkered down inside. Yeah, I've been watching more TV. Yeah, I've been eating the gluten-free vegan goodies and cashews and pistachios. I love my pistachios. You know, I love my pistachios. And that means that I'm getting less exercise and I'm eating more. And, you know, that's just something that I have been challenged with and struggled with my whole entire life. And I do want to also say, this video is about sharing my experience. I'm not asking for advice. Like I said, I've worked with professional nutritionists. I've studied nutrition. In college, I studied nutrition a little bit. I know, I mean, we all know, right? We all know calories in, calories out, get exercise, don't eat sugar, right? We all know that. So there's no new information that's going to change me. It's just a matter of putting that into practice and being more disciplined. As I was saying, you know, my body seems to be more cyclical now. I tend to be going, or noticing especially, that I'm going more with the seasons. And so it makes sense that I put on weight in the winter. And I look back at my videos from last winter, I put on weight last winter. The days are shorter, it's colder, it's rainy, I don't want to go out as much. Part of a change in how I view weight is, so much of my life I felt less than female, less than a woman, and less than human because I was overweight. And I've read a lot of female authors recently. Lindy West, I'm reading. The book is Shrill. And she calls herself a fat blogger. And she talks about life being a fat woman and the dichotomy, or the irony, that's not the right word either, of how the bigger you are, the more invisible you become in this society. And it's so true. As someone who's been thin and has been in really good shape, and someone who has been, you know, average, right? Average, I know that that's a fact, that the bigger you are, the more space you take up on this planet as a woman, the more invisible you become. And so I have struggled my whole life with feeling that my life was, well, especially when I was younger, I think it took me to maybe 30 to stop waiting for my life to start. How many women can relate to this? My life will start when I get skinny. My life will start when I can look good in a bathing suit. My life can start when I can get out and fit in a pair of jeans and be comfortable. My life will start once I look better. My life will start once I get a man. And in order to get a man, I have to be skinny. Well, I'm going to tell you, as someone who has been thin and has looked, you know, more closer to the ideal woman, yeah, it's no better. And I think that's why I am where I am today, because it's like, okay, I've been thin, I wore the right clothes, I wore the heels, and it didn't do me any good. Let's just say that. In fact, I think I attracted more of what I didn't want. And I'm actually seem to be attracting more of what I want now that I'm my true, natural, fluffy self, right? Yeah. So what has changed for me is that all my life I felt like I was less than human, less than woman, if I didn't look a certain way, and especially if I wasn't thin. And so I wasted so much of my life just absolutely being obsessed with my weight. How many women can, okay, let me do a little poll here. How many women can relate to this? Waking up in the morning, before you even open your eyes, thinking, what did I eat yesterday? I did that for decades. As soon as I even became conscious in the morning, my first thought was, what did I eat yesterday? You know why? Because then that dictated, how do I feel about myself today? And how do I need to make up for that today? How do I need to punish myself today, right? Deprive, that's the word I was looking for. Write in the comments, how many women do hashtag wake up, so that I want to see how many women spent years or decades, first thing before their eyes even open in the morning, thinking, what did I do yesterday? What did I eat yesterday? And then I want to ask men, have you done that? And I want men to do the same. If that is something that you have experienced, I want you to write the wake up too. All right. So for years, obsessing about my weight, obsessing about everything I ate, obsessing about getting enough exercise. And now where I'm at, and I think part of that is age and just kind of starting to be more comfortable in my own skin and realizing I'm never going to be thin. I don't necessarily even want to be thin right now. What I really want to do, my goal right now, is just to make sure I stay healthy enough to do the things I love. I don't care about having the perfect body. I don't care about being a size freaking 2. I mean, my legs aren't even a size 2. I don't care about that. All I want is to be able to still do backpacking, still do hiking, still do all those things that I love to do. That's really all I care about at this point. I am kind of just the last couple of weeks, something happened, something shifted where I can actually feel the weight and it's not feeling comfortable for me. And so back to the cyclical, every winter, I noticed last winter I gained a bunch of weight. I gained a bunch of weight this winter. Well, about this time last year, I was like, okay, enough is enough. And I need to start getting back into some kind of an exercise routine. And last year I started a 20-minute high intensity workout. I'll put that for you in the description of this video so that you can check it out. It really worked, and I was pretty consistent with it for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, and I started to see a difference, and I felt better, of course, because I was exercising. So the goal really is, for anybody who's going to be out here, it's really simple. Just get out and get your heart rate up for 20 minutes a day, at least 3 times a week. 20 minutes a day, that's a start. Like today, I was like, I'm just going to go out, before the rain starts, I'm just going to get 20 minutes in and 30 minutes, and I'm 30 minutes in and I still have to get back to camp. So I'm going to end up doing at least triple the 20 minutes. And for me, that's half the battle. It even was when I was working out at the gym every day. Some days I'd be like, oh, I don't want to go. I really don't want to go. And I'd be like, you know what? Just go, get on the treadmill, get on the Stairmaster. You just have to do 20 minutes. And an hour and a half later, I got a full workout in. So a lot of times half the battle is just getting there. I guess that would be my advice to anyone who is, you know, like me and maybe struggles with weight and struggles with not feeling good about yourself for being overweight. You know, there are plenty of videos out there from really cute, peppy, fit, young, full-time RVers who are like, rah, rah, this is how you stay fit. Oh, my jacket's a mess. I think I fell. You know, this is how you do it, you know, and I'm not dissing on them at all, you know, no hate for them at all. That's wonderful. But for people like us, people like me, I look at those and I'm like, yeah, you know, that all that does is make me feel like shit about my body. You know, I've never looked like that. I will never look like that. It's just an unrealistic ideal that I'm tired of trying to reach. For me, what I'm gonna do is just try to get out and exercise 20 minutes a day, get my heart rate up. Today what I did is a combination of running and walking for 30 minutes, and I was able to jog, this is pretty pathetic, 1/10 of a mile. 1/10 of a mile. I ran 13 miles a couple years ago. So I ran 1/10 of a mile, I walked for 1/10 of a mile, I ran for 1/10 of a mile, I walked for 1/10 of a mile, and I did that just as much as I could. The goal also is to push yourself. Keep pushing until you feel the burn in your legs. Keep pushing until you feel the burn in your chest. Of course, don't overexert yourself. I mean, you don't want to kill yourself. And again, this is just my experience. Consult a doctor before you begin any exercise program and all that stuff. But this is just what I do. I notice that the best results happen when I do push myself a little bit. I'm not saying push yourself until you're dizzy and you can't breathe and you're puking. You don't want to do that, especially at our age. And at my fitness level, you know, that could cause serious harm. But just get out and, you know, I jog literally like, I don't know, not much faster than I walk. So it's not like I'm sprinting. It's just a little bit of a jog. It's just enough to get my heart rate up. I guess, you know, the final thing that I think I want to leave you with is that being overweight is not the end of the world. And especially as these days where this is average. I am now, I think I'm a size 16. I'm an average woman, and no shame in that. I have been fat shamed my whole life, like as far as I can remember, starting when I was 6 or 7 by my parents, fat shaming me, forced into, I was switched from regular Pepsi to Diet Pepsi when I was 11 because I was told I was too fat by my mother, and told, you know, you really need to start sucking in your gut. How many women can relate to this? You know, I suck in my gut. You really need to. So my whole life, I went around like this, sucking in my gut. You know, and you look at some pictures of me and you can see it. I look totally uncomfortable. So, you know, screw all that. You know, the goal is if you're happy, if you're healthy, if you're able to do the things that you love, if you feel good about yourself, and I know personally, that's still a challenge. I'm trying to convince myself when I look in the mirror that I feel good about myself, but I don't. I'm heavier than I want to be right now. And so I'm gonna do something about it. I'm not talking about losing 50 pounds. I think at this point I'd be happy if I lost 10. I just wanted to share that thought with you. And I know it's probably on a lot of your minds if you are hitting the road, or if you're already on the road, and how do you stay fit? And my best advice is just to make time for it. No matter what, make time for you. Get out, get a little bit of exercise, start with 20 minutes a day. And, yeah. I think that's it. I'm going to take you with me on this journey, I think, and maybe we'll do check-ins from time to time, and I'll let you know how I'm doing as I try to get back in shape. Summer is here. It's April. Summer is here, so it's going to be a lot easier, I think, for me to get out and get exercise. Another point is, you'll notice Capone's not with me. I can't take Capone. He's slow. I have to keep an eye on him, especially here. There's evidence of bears. Let me talk about that. Running alone in the wilderness where there's wildlife is a little risky. I'm going to be completely honest with you, and I'm constantly looking behind my shoulder. Any animal of prey chases things that run, so you want to be careful. Maybe wear bear bells, maybe sing as you're running, just make noise and let whatever might be out there know that you're human. So even, I don't like to run out here with, I used to run in the city and on the treadmill with my iPod and listen to music. I'm not going to do that out here because I really want to be aware of my surroundings. I'm going to listen for crunches in the bushes. I'm going to keep my eye out for any movement. I just really want to make sure that as I'm running, nothing is chasing me. Of course, I always say that by the time I see it, it's a really bad hunter. I mean, anything like a cat that wants to hunt me, it's going to attack me before I even know what hit me. But I want to let you be aware that if you're running alone, in the woods, in the wilderness, it is a risk. So I just want to say that and let you be aware, and just to do what you can if you're going to run, just to be aware of your surroundings, make noise and things like that. Because if you make noise and they hear you coming, most likely they're going to scatter. They don't want to be around you. It was one of those days. I was like, I'm not going to make it out. I have too much work to do. I should just keep working and keep plowing through work. And I was like, no, Just 20 minutes. Just go out. All you have to do is walk fast for 20 minutes. That's it. Just walk fast for 20 minutes. And I got an hour in. So yay! That's it. That's what I just have to get back to my old habits. The days that I didn't feel like going to the gym, which were few and far between when I was doing it all the time. Now that I'm just getting back into it, it's almost daily, right? And just 20 minutes. That's all you have to do. Baby steps, right? 20 minutes. Anybody can get out and walk for 20 minutes. And then most of the time, by the time you're out, you keep going. At least I do. Yay! Day 3. Almost 2 1/3 miles in 40 minutes. Uphill, a lot of uphill. Little running, little jogging, little, you know, kind of doing a little strength training as I walk. All right, it's day 3. I'm going to do some stretches now. Can't believe how stiff my muscles are. Holy cow. I think about some of the stuff I'm doing now and how I used to be able to do it with no problem at all. When I was working out 6 days a week and personal trainer 3 times a week. Yeah. And I could run a half marathon. I ran a little over 1/4 mile today. Yay! We're making progress. Day 4. I've walked for about 20 minutes and did a little over a mile, and so I'm going to finish off my workout. Helpful to you, because it's really what my videos are about, sharing my experience, good, bad, and ugly, and what it's just, you know, my experience as a woman, as a person, as a human, as an RVer, and some of the things that I struggle with and that I'm challenged with, and I hope it gives you ideas or inspiration. Don't forget to write in the comments, ladies, if you have had that experience of waking up every morning and the first thought in your mind is, what did I eat yesterday? And hashtag wake up. And I like to hear from men too. I talk a lot about women's issues and empowering women, and I know that I have a lot of wonderful, enlightened, beautiful men in my audience, and a few of you have written to me and said that you feel a little out of place sometimes because I do talk so much about women's issues. And yeah, a majority of my subscribers are women, but a majority of my viewers are men. And I've said it before, I think I give a lot of credit to the men who are here because a lot of men can't hear my message. But I'm going to do a video soon because I want to talk about men's issues, because this is kind of going off on a tangent, but I am aware of what challenges men in our society face today. I am very well aware of the changing roles of men and women, and how a lot of men can be just not sure of what their roles are these days. And I'm going to talk about that in a video soon, because I think I would like to maybe tell my men I understand. I tell my women all the time that I think I understand a lot of you. So I want to share that message with men. I think, oh look, can you see them? That's my talk on health and fitness and weight. Being on the road, and how I have been struggling with and dealing with all of that, and how I'm going to be trying to work on getting that under wraps again. And I hope you got something out of this. Thanks for hanging with me. I'll see you next time. In the meantime, be happy, be free, and be kind. Mwah! See you soon. Bye.